Hey everyone, and welcome back to Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. On this video, we're doing the quest, Welcome to the Resistance. Solak told me to find the Resistance base camp. Locate the Resistance headquarters. It is located at the top of the waterfall. Find a way to climb the cliffs on the right side of the waterfall. So the waterfall they're talking about is right there. These cliffs on the right side, we should be able to find a way up. Now before we do that, we're going to search basically the immediate area and pick up whatever we're missing for our hunter's guide. So any missing plant and animal life. And there is a shocking amount of it. So we're going to be at it for quite some time. If that's not interesting to you, I recommend skipping forward to the cliff section. So anyways, let's go see what we can find. So we've got a flying creature here. Let's go ahead and inspect that. That would be a moon scarab. Wildlife, an insect with half-moon-shaped wings, found in many regions of Pandora. Additional info, Navi name is Keximi-ong. Taxonomy, Magna Callioptera, great beetle. A monster-sized insect by Earth standards, the moon scarab's wingspan is larger than any human adult. However, the moon scarab is more imposing than it is dangerous. The wings of the moon scarab are particularly large for an insect of this size. Thin and fragile, they present an impressive fan-shaped surface when unfurled. Their size and specific motion provides the right lift and stability, allowing the moon scarab to fly holding its immense body vertically. This peculiar pose makes it appear as if it is standing in the air. The rapid flutter of moon scarab wings produces a loud, incessant droning. Due to this, the Aranahe enjoy poking lighthearted fun at noisy friends by comparing them to moon scarabs. Similarly, Zeswa hunters love to make up new, often absurd, moon scarab-themed monikers for those who are not particularly subtle on a hunt. Solitary by nature, moon scarabs never form swarms. However, there have been a few observed cases of lone females adopting orphaned moon scarab children. Thus, despite their distinctive appearance and inability to protect themselves from predators, moon scarab populations thrive on Pandora thanks to their caution and instinctual care for their young. Alright, what else do we have? If we look down below, we have this plant. It is a unidelta tree. Flora, a mutualistic tree with highly poisonous roots, found throughout the Kinglore forest. Additional info. Understory forest tree with large triangular leaves, spiny stems, and above-ground prop roots. Similar to closely related delta tree, but leaves are non-toxic. Roots contain toxin that kills and digests animal cells. White bioluminescent glow. When unidelta and delta trees grow close together, their roots join below ground. Root toxins pass from unidelta to delta tree roots. Unidelta tree is taller than delta tree, and its wood is straight and dense, used for construction of canoes and paddles. The unidelta tree, closely related to the delta tree, has one important difference. Its leaves are not toxic, but its roots are highly toxic. When these two trees are growing close together, their roots form connections below ground. Through these connections, the root toxin in the unidelta tree can pass to the delta tree, making its roots toxic as well. These two Magellan species have co-evolved a mutualistic relationship that benefits them both. The unidelta tree shares its root toxin with the delta tree, which does not need to expend energy making its own, and the delta tree shares nutrients with the unidelta tree. The only clue that a transfer of toxin has occurred is a subtle change in the bioluminescent color of delta tree leaves at night, which the Navi have learned to identify. Animals have learned to avoid feeding on roots of both trees, making the mutualism an excellent defense for both plants. The unidelta tree wood is harvested to make canoes, and the thick, waxy leaf cuticle is melted down and used for additional waterproofing. The leaves themselves, which contain no toxic elements, are also used to make bowls since they are naturally waterproofed. The spines are used by the Navi to make tools as well as weapons for hunting and fishing. Alright, let's continue looking around. Maybe we'll head down towards the water. So we've got these plants, the ones that like suck into the ground. Let's check that out. That is a Helicaradian. Flora, a plant that retracts its leaves when touched, found throughout the Kinglore Forest. Additional info. Tall herbaceous zooplante with animal-like nervous system. Single large spiral orange leaf. Responds to touch by coiling up and retracting rapidly into the ground. Ouch response. That should be touch response. Touch response provides defense against being eaten. Plant movement signals presence of danger to Navi. Often grow in clusters where movement of one plant triggers all to retract. Leaves used to make ornate ceremonial robes. Orange pigments in leaves extracted and used for paint. The Helicaradian is a type of sensitive zooplante that responds to touch by coiling up so that the single large leaf is no longer exposed to any herbivores that would eat it. Because it grows in clusters, the touch response, or thigmonasty, by one Helicaradian often triggers the same response in others growing nearby so that the entire population recoils, one plant after another. This retraction is both defensive and an effective feeding mechanism to trap insects and small animals. Unseen contractile roots below ground aid in the retraction of each folded plant quickly into the ground. The reaction is so swift that it appears that the Helicaradians are being sucked into the ground. The Navi are able to wander among the Helicaradian without triggering this defense response, but are warned of the presence of danger when the plants start to react. Which doesn't seem to be true for me. I definitely can get them to retract. So maybe I'm not a true Navi, I don't know. The large, beautiful leaf of the Helicaradian is sometimes collected and useful by the Navi, although they are careful not to overharvest this unusual life form and deplete its population. The brilliant orange pigment is extracted and used as paint, and the leaves are used for garments, tents. So yeah, I don't know what they're talking about with the retraction, because if I walk up and touch it, they definitely go away. So, no idea. That's a little weird. Alright, what is this? Sunflower gigantus. Flora. This plant defends itself by flinging threats that touch it up into the air. Found throughout Pandora. Additional info, the Navi name is Counspul. Taxonomy, Lacere helianthus. Throw sunflower. Sunflower gigantus are large plants composed of tightly coiled elastic stems, which build up a great deal of potential energy as they grow. The plants are nutrient-rich and much coveted by wildlife across the western frontier. To prevent them from being consumed or trampled, the plantimal will release the energy stored in its stems and propel anything that steps on it a great distance into the air. The impact of this launch can cause minor harm to smaller creatures, but predominantly frightens them away and encourages them to avoid further encounters with Sunflower gigantus. Once triggered, the rudimentary nervous system of the plant quickly snaps its elastic coils back to their original shape. Sunflower gigantus can be found across all regions of the western frontier and vary in size. Some have been known to reach sizes of over 10 meters spread, though this is a rare occurrence. To maintain the balance of pressure within their coiled elastic stems, they grow only on flat surfaces and never slopes. Navi make much use of the Sunflower gigantus. The roots of the plant, although very bitter, can be cooked and eaten. Its large, fibrous petals tear easily into ribbons, which can be plaited into laces for small and colorful fastenings, and the strong, looping stems of its springing body can be made into curved needles for large sewing tasks such as tent making. Braver Navi also use the plants where they find them, they intentionally triggering the plant's defense mechanism to launch them into treetops or high cliffs. So, if you want a jump pad, essentially, it'll do it. It's pretty awesome. I like that. Get you pretty high, too. Alright, moving on. What is growing on this tree? Poison breath spore. Flora. This spews out toxic spores when creatures approach as a defense mechanism. Found throughout the Kinglore Forest. Additional info, the Navi name is Vakvok. Taxonomy, Lycoperdon tremulus, shuddering puffball. An epiphytic zooplante that commonly grows on the trunks of large trees. The poison breath spore is a rounded, oval-shaped pod with an opening at one end. Its rudimentary nervous system is highly sensitive to the movement of larger animals and triggers a dynamic defense response when one is nearby. When approached, the poison breath spore shakes and creaks loudly in something akin to a threat display. If the approaching creature does not move away, the plant spews out toxic spores in a forceful burst to drive the creature off. Extremely volatile, the poison breath spore explodes if struck. The poison breath spore largely grows on trees throughout the rainforest, although specimens have been found on vines and moss. Much like the puffball fungus on Earth, its defense mechanism also spreads spores to nearby trees and plants. Navi have no practical use for the poison breath spore itself. However, the distinctive sound and rapid movements of a threatened poison breath spore are often used by Aranahe Navi to detect the movements of animals they are tracking on a hunt. Alright, we got another one of those jump plants, and then next to it, what is this? King Lore Forest Vine Pod, or Vein Pod rather. King Lore Forest Vein Pod, flora. The pod of this plant is filled with gas and will burst if touched or damaged. Found throughout the King Lore Forest. Additional info, the Navi name is Vadamut, bad smell ball tree. Taxonomy Obesis fenestralis. A tall tree with a single large globular structure produced at top and end of branches. It absorbs methane from the atmosphere. The King Lore Forest Vein Pod is an important plant for detoxifying the atmosphere. Normally, when globular structures reach maximum capacity, they detach and float off into the atmosphere, exploding high above Pandora. In the western frontier, though, the globe remains attached by a sticky substance that is either a structural mutation or the secretion of a localized parasite. Further research is pending. The globe will seek to detach and rise when approached, but will merely wobble in place. Left undisturbed, it will settle back into its base. The King Lore Forest Vein Pod is related to the puffball tree and the puffer, all of which are considered keystone species on Pandora for their important role in maintaining stability of the environment. The globular balls produced at the tops of the vein pod trees and ends of the branches act as sponges, absorbing methane from the atmosphere. This function is similar to that of the plant vacuole at the cellular level, which sequesters plant waste products and other molecules such as pigments and minerals. Because of their ability to sequester methane, these plants emit a strong foul odor and are usually avoided. Methane is combustible and highly explosive when it builds to high concentrations. This makes the King Lore Forest Vein Pod a hazard in the western frontier, as the gas-filled globes remain attached and detonate on impact. So obviously don't get close, or they might explode. But we might not actually be able to use these in our favor at certain points in combat. We shall see. Maybe explode them on enemies. Alright, then we got this thing. Binary Sunshine. Flora, a strange lamp-like plant that responds to nearby threats with specific bioluminescence colors. Found throughout the King Lore Forest. Additional info. Herbaceous plant with bulbous leaves attached close to the main stem. Leaves are strongly bioluminescent. Each leaf can be detached and will grow a new plant from roots at its base. Nervous system gives it animal-like intelligence and response system. Leaves glow with bioluminescence in response to tension and danger. Serve as warning sentinels in the forest. Navi recognize the level of danger by reading the colors of the leaves. Glowing leaves are used for lighting and sensing danger. The binary sunshine is one of many life forms on Pandora found to have a simple nervous system. These baffling zooplankton continue to be a source of wonder and some confusion to scientists. The binary sunshine is also unusual due to its highly advanced mechanism of bioluminescence. The leaves are modified into enclosed bulbous structures that resemble lamps when they glow. These life forms are able to detect the presence of danger by sensing the emission of volatile stress hormones from living organisms. For the Navi, the colors emitted by the glowing leaves signal whether the landscape is calm or danger is near. The binary sunshine is adapted for vegetative reproduction, where parts of the organism can reproduce new clonal plantimals without the need for flowers. When a leaf is removed or falls off a stem, it will produce adventitious roots from its base and start growing as an independent plantimal. The Na'vi collect the leaves and plant them at crossroads and other key locations to use as sentinels that signal approaching threats. There is potentially a huge market on Earth for these life forms, which could be used as natural landscape lighting that does not contribute to pollution or global warming. The potential effects on Earth's ecosystem are unknown. All right. We've seen those before. Oh, watch out for our shock buddy. Alright, not seeing any new plants. Or animals for that matter. Let's see. There's that. We've already seen those. That's just more vein pods. But this is new right here. Hermit bud. Flora. Large herb with gigantic blue-petaled flower cluster with spiny cactus-like center. Found throughout the Kinglore Forest. Additional info. Large herb with gigantic blue-petaled flower cluster with spiny cactus-like center. Flexible viney stems at base of plant surround gigantic bud. Hermit bud is weedy on Pandora. Viney, fast-growing stems are natural defense mechanism as they grow quickly around anything that comes close. Seeds used for food. Petals used for fragrance and paints. Similar to the thistlebud and lionberry, the hermit bud grows a cluster of many flowers, inflorescence, similar to the sunflower family on Earth. Samples of the hermit bud were taken to Earth with the thistlebud and lionberry to determine their genetic origin and possible source of introduction. This plant has evolved a spiny cactus-like center, presumably as a defense against herbivores that would harvest the seeds. The seeds are large and edible, and a good source of protein and oil, and can be ground up to make flour. Surrounding the short main stem of the hermit bud are flexible stems that help support the large inflorescence. These flexible stems are highly evolved and have a strong growth response to gravity, called gravitropism, and to touch, called thigmotropism. As the bud enlarges and gets heavier, the stems expand outward like giant legs to support the increasing weight. When an object or person stands close to a stem, it will also grow towards the object and coil around it like a tendril. The Na'vi are careful to move quickly when harvesting seeds to avoid being caught in a web of stems. Alright, and there seems to be something that's tracking it. Or recently ate it and took off. Not sure. Alright, there's those Dapofet pods from before. What is that up there? What is that? Nightleaf tree. There's our Titano there. But anyways, let's harvest some of these so we're ready for a fight. There we go, health pouch is full. What are these little guys? Nothing. We've already scanned those before. Oh, but they may as well get sprayed by it. Alright, what is this? Forest seaweed. Flora, a fibrous water plant that can be used in crafting. Most commonly found in shallow waters throughout the Kinglore Forest. Rarer forest seaweed is often found in the swamp lowlands biome around the wood sprite arches of the Kinglore Forest. Best quality is dry. Additional info, the forest seaweed is a green-petaled lily that grows in shallow water, often in the shade. As with others of its genus, an air-filled bulb provides the buoyant base for a flowering stalk. Beneath, a feathery stem roots the plant to the stream, river, or pool bed it grows in. Bast is the tough, flexible fiber gathered from the inner bark of various plant varieties, notably Pandoran water plants. Na'vi use coarse bast to weave into strings, ropes, and hardier textiles. So, forest seaweed bast is a weapon crafting material. If it's used in a crafting recipe, it gives damage and 5% wildlife damage. Nope, I just heard something. That's the Titano theirs. Oh, what are these? Viper wolf.
Sotle?
Viper wolf wildlife. Viper wolves are agile and fast predators that hunt in packs to surround their prey. Most commonly found amongst the Great Roots biome of the King-Lore Forest. Rarer viper wolves are often found in packs of 3 or more in the Great Roots biome of the King-Lore Forest. Additional info. Traveling swiftly across the rainforest floor with its 6 legs and lean, powerful torso, the viper wolf covers long distances searching for its prey. With an awesome sense of smell, it is believed a viper wolf can sense its target from 5 miles away, 8 kilometers. Their keen, intelligent green eyes can see as clearly at night as in the day. When stalking prey, the viper wolf hugs the ground or clings to a tree branch with its primate-like paws. Unsuspecting prey are no match for a viper wolf's frighteningly efficient attacks. Apart from apex predators like the mountain banshee or thanator, few creatures will attack a viper wolf, which usually live in packs up to a dozen. Highly cooperative and communicative, a pack of viper wolves can organize into a hunting party within seconds through a variety of barks, yelps, facial tics, and paw gestures. Packs of viper wolves are fiercely territorial. Scent marking, hunting, and defending their vulnerable, including expectant mothers and newborn cubs, are just a few ways viper wolves fend off incursions, especially by other rival viper wolf packs. A few months after birth, a viper wolf cub has to learn to hunt. Fortunately, cubs mature swiftly, growing to half adult size by 6 months. By then, they have a full set of black teeth, and their jaw muscles are almost mature. A viper wolf's jaw can exert 9 pounds per square inch, 0.6 kilograms per square centimeter, of pressure, easily enough to crush bone. So, you can get a viper wolf tooth. It's a gear crafting material. It gives health and 5% wildlife damage. And viper wolf lean meat, a cooking ingredient. If used in a cooking dish, it has an unknown effect, and its short effect duration.
Sotle, are you there? I don't know where I am.
See the great cliffs by the waterfall. Find your way to the top. At the fall's crest, a hollow log points the way to our camp. I'm waiting for you there.
Alright, let's get our bow ready, because we're probably going to have to mess with these viper wolves. They went that way. And they can absolutely kill you. Oh. Well, they caught my scent. Oh, wow. Did he even take damage from that? Oh, I think they went to go fight the Titano there? Is that what happened? I don't know what they're doing. They're certainly not scared of me. At least they shouldn't be. Oh, I think he's coming back. Oh, what's he up? What? I don't understand. They must be messing with the Titano there, but that seems like something they wouldn't do. Maybe they are messing. Oh, here they come. No, I think they've gotten confused. Either that or they're trying to confuse me. If that's what they're trying to do, it's working. I'm gonna back up into this clearing. Yeah, I don't know what they're up to. They're acting all kinds of strange. Well, we'll ignore them for now. I might aggressively charge them, but let's see what this is first. Shadow spurs. Flora. A plant which releases pods containing seeds into the wind, which fall and explode after some time. Most commonly found near water throughout the King-Lore Forest. Additional info. Shadow spurs are plants that grow predominantly in the King-Lore Forest. They have a long, branching stems that each result in a single seed pod, wrapped in claw-like leaves. As these bulbous pods ripen, they slowly fill with gases drawn from the soil and produced as byproducts of feeding. When the pod is fully mature, the leaves wither and unhook from the slightly lighter-than-air seed pod, which allows it to float into the atmosphere. Once high enough, the relative internal pressure of the gases in the pod become too great, and it explodes, spreading the seeds far and wide. These floating seed pods are fragile and often don't get too high off the ground. Hitting another plant or animal causes them to burst, dropping their light seeds, which form a dusty cloud on the ground. This cloud is toxic to some wildlife. Shadow spurs can be found throughout rainforest regions, favoring sheltered and warm conditions. although they have been found growing in other biomes throughout the western frontier. They are likely found further afield, given their method of seed dispersal. Na'vi have found a number of uses for the seeds of the Shadow Spur. These include being ground into spice and as decorative beads that can be threaded and woven into garments. Harvesting a floating pod is considered a test for Na'vi archers, tracking the shadows of the floating pod, shooting them out of the air, and then making sure not to be hit by the falling pod. Fortunately for the Na'vi, who need to quickly gather the seeds before they're lost on the breeze, the toxin contained within the seeds disperses quickly in the air before doing significant harm. Alright. Oh, he's coming now. Oh, he took damage from that. Oh, I need more arrows. Crap. What is he doing? He keeps backing off for some reason. Ah! Where'd he go? Oh, I lost sight of him. Oh, where's the other one? I did some damage to him already. Oh, God. Where's the weaker one? I think he ran off injured. Oh, they've got some help. Oh, they do run off. He's trying to get away. You ain't getting away. All right, we took that one down. Where's the other one? Where'd he go? I did not realize they, like, run off if they're injured. That's kind of interesting. Oh, I think he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. Well, that's pretty cool. Wait, hold on. No. Thought I saw something. Yep, he's gone. He was smart. All right, what do we got here? Gather. We got Viper Wolf Tooth and Viper Wolf Lean Meat. Both superior. I believe the weapon that you uses affects quality, and bow does the least damage, so to speak. So you keep it at the higher quality. I imagine if we, like, used an assault rifle and, like, unloaded, we would mess up the materials. But I don't actually know at this point. But that's what I'm hypothesizing. And actually, can we scan this? Nope. Alright, let's craft some more arrows. There we go. Just so I'm ready. Alright, let's do charge jump while sprinting. And what do we have here? RDA food container. We got a fresh RDA ration. Yeah, that Viper Wolf straight up is gone. If he ran off and died somewhere, though, I'm going to be upset with him. Oh, crap, I fell. I missed my jump. It's fine. I got springy legs. Alright, so I don't think there's too much else for us to find down here, so let's start looking for the path up.
The waterfall. Resistance base must be above it.
So we'll head this way. I guess the one thing I know I haven't scanned are those creatures I first encountered. I would like to see what those are. I think we can find one of them over here, maybe? Where are they at? What's that? Huh. Well, maybe they aren't here. Oh, what's this? A goblin thistle. Flora, a small crooked tree that holds minor antibiotic properties, found throughout the Kinglore Forest. Additional info up to 4 meters in height and with a spread of close to 3.5 to 4 meters. Growing in a hunched shape and supported by prop roots and topped with passiflora. The stooped appearance of the goblin thistle is prevalent during the bioluminescence of the evening. Its leaves are a bluish color, and its trunk is twisted in a brownish-grayish color. The bark and leaves of the tree are ordinary in their appearance and have the same bioluminescent patterning of all other flora and fauna found on the planet. But it's the carbuncle-like fungal outcroppings on the trunk that warrant closer inspection. Ethnobotanists from Earth have studied Na'vi habits and have ascertained that the multi-hued growths of fungal-like blooms that can be found along the trunk of the goblin thistle have the same properties of the Terran mixture of related cyclic peptides, bacitracin, and are a natural topical antibiotic balm or salve. Na'vi harvest the blooms, dry them out, and use their radiant pigments for adornment on their banners and animal tacks/saddles. Goblin thistle. Alright, well, none of those little creatures seem to be here, but we do have some containers over here. I'm surprised those little guys were everywhere. What's this? Leopard palm. A plant similar to a small palm. A great source of fruit. Most commonly found in clearings within the rainforest biome of the Kinglor Forest. Rarer shelter fruits are often found in overgrown RDA facilities throughout the Kinglor Forest. Best quality is rain. Additional info, a fruiting pine tree noted for its display of distinctive spotted leaves. The leopard palm thrives in hot and moist climates with watery soil. So shelter fruit is a cooking ingredient. If used in a cooking dish, we need to figure out its effects and its short effect duration. Well, we may as well harvest from it. Gather. Gathering controls. Gathering on Pandora requires a careful approach to avoid damaging plants. To gather plants, gently press R2 and rotate the left stick until you notice the vibration stops. And that went away too quick. But basically, use the left stick, go to the edge of the circle, wait for no vibration once you start pressing. So you start pressing and you'll get a little bit of vibration. Oh, wait. It came back until you notice the vibration stops and the plant comes loose. Then pluck it with the R2. So yeah, just press a little bit. You can see I'm getting vibration, so I'll keep moving. No vibration there. Pull it. Alright, we got pristine, but no rain. So, I guess our gathering method was pristine, but it's not raining, so we just got fine instead. Let's gather one more. Oh, is there one more? Maybe not. Yep, okay, only one. Too bad it wasn't raining. Alright, so we got some boxes here. Spare parts. Secured container object. A locked container which holds RDA firearms. Without RDA access, it can only be opened by hacking the security system. We are not able to do that yet, so we'll have to come back here at some point. Let's go ahead and search that. Spare parts. Alright, well, I was hoping to find those little creatures, but I don't seem to be nearby at all. So we might just move on. Check real quick over here. I remember I saw some near the water. Oh, there's one. Let's see, can I inspect it from this far? What's that? Oh, that's that lightning thing. Let's see, can I get them from this far away? I can. That's a hexapede. Wildlife. A beautiful and agile herbivore. The hexapede is a prime target for any land or aerial predator. Most commonly found in the rainforest biome of the Kinglor Forest. Rarer hexapedes are often found near clearings and riverbanks in the rainforest biome of the Kinglor Forest. Additional info. Small sloped skull is topped by a light-colored fan structure. Eyes are wide-spaced and large. Longish snout, which ends in a small bifurcating jaw. Bifurcated lip, which can be retracted. Twin horn structures that sheathe a thin, patterned membrane. Skin membrane, beard, hangs under jaw and runs length of neck. Twin lines of dark hair, or dark hair-like bristles run down its back. Long, thin neck and legs ending in round, beveled hooves. Body is dark blue with white, yellow stripes. Notes. By tradition, the first animal that prospective warrior is allowed to kill when making the rite of passage from child to adult. One of the most beautiful and agile creatures on Pandora, the hexapede is a prime target for any land or aerial predator. Along with the stern beast, the hexapede is one of the key animals responsible for the survival of the Na'vi. Its image is represented on the war banners of several clans, and the animal is often depicted on shields and in carvings. Its leather is used in a myriad of ways, from musical instruments to clothing. These docile creatures appear to have little hostility either among their own herd or in the presence of a predator. They are fast runners and can weave, bob, and turn with the best. The latter helps them survive in the grasslands, but when they venture into the forest for the food they crave, including tree bark and various leaves and berries, this strategy has less effectiveness, since they have less maneuvering room. The hexapede's twin horn structures sheathe a thin, patterned membrane. The horns can pivot and pull taut the membrane for a large threat display. It is believed that this membrane may also act to amplify the sound of nearby predators. In addition, the hexapede also has feathery scent organs on both sides of its head. These organs sample the air as an early warning system to alert the animal to the presence of a predator. They are so goofy looking. Anyways, there's a hexapede tooth that you can get. Gear crafting material. It's used, or when it's used in a crafting recipe, it gives health and 5% elemental resistance. And hexapede fatty meat, cooking ingredient. We don't know the effect, but it's short effect duration. And then did I see something in the tree, or... Yeah, what is that? Oh, it's a Jotun nest. Jotun egg. I don't know why hexapede's still there. Go away, hexapede. Let's see. Jotun nest. Wildlife, nest of an animal that lays its eggs high up in branching canopies of trees. Most commonly found in the rainforest biome of the King Lore Forest. Rarer Jotun nests are often found on the floating mountains of the Boundless Range in the King Lore Forest. Best quality is dry. Additional info, the nest of the Jotun. Jotun egg. Jotun lizards lay their eggs in well-constructed nests in the canopy of smaller trees. Possessing delicate patterning, Jotun eggshell is valued for its decorative qualities as well as its especially rich yolk. Eggs are the fertilized embryos of reptiles, insects, and other animals that gestate outside of the body in a protective, organic vessel. Most Na'vi clans forage eggs primarily for food, ensuring they take only one egg from a nest so that the species may still thrive. So, Jotun egg, cooking ingredient. We don't know the effect. It's short duration. Let's go get that egg. Where is it? Was it right there? I think it's... Yeah, it's right there. I can see it. Jump! Made it. Oh, I'm going to take the only egg. I feel bad. Pristine bonus. Gathering without making any mistakes will result in a pristine gathering bonus. When gathering the plant during its preferred conditions, you will receive... Man, those go away so quick. Anyways, there's a bonus for gathering pristine and for having the correct weather conditions, which we know about. Oh, there it is. During its preferred conditions, you receive optimal conditions bonus. Each of these contribute to increasing the core stat bonus of the plant. All right, let's pull it. All right, we got pristine and dry. Perfect. Oh, it's still just fine. Interesting. Shouldn't that be superior or whatever? All right, whatever. Drop to the ground. All right, I believe that's everything we could possibly find. There's probably something else because there's just so much.
I can't find the resistance base. I'm not used to being out here.
Pandora is still new to you. Perhaps I should not have left you alone. Look to the cliff face. Lift vines will pull you to the top. You will see the base from up there. Across shallow water, nestled in a grove of trees.
Oh, what the heck is that? A horned telu. See, there's just so much stuff. Wildlife, a large caterpillar-like larva, often found climbing along tree trunks. Found throughout the King Lore Forest. Additional info, Na'vi name is Telu leslux. Taxonomy, Magnus Perharctia isabella, great woolly bear. Horned telu are large insects coated in bright, fluffy fur that regulates their body temperature and protects them during harsh weather conditions. They skulk through the rainforest in search of nourishing leaves to feast on, preferably those on the very tops of trees. Thanks to a series of limbs beneath their body, they are able to traverse across vines and tree trunks in an undulating wave motion. While searching for food, they are often coveted by predators. Fortunately, they are adorned with horns. which, though useless, combine with their fur to make their bodies look bigger than many smaller predators. Their fur also contains stinging properties, which help to deter larger predators from attacking. Fortunately, Na'vi only feel a slightly irritating tickle from these stings. When mating, horned Telu use their long, double tails with elegant plumes of fur on the end as part of a ritual. For the ritual, they sway their tails from side to side in a display of prowess for a potential mate. As well as consuming their meat, Na'vi utilize the fur of horned Telu for clothing that can protect against harsh weather conditions. It is also regarded as one of the softest furs found in the western frontier, and as such, provides comfort for young children and elderly Na'vi alike. Across Pandora, there are many other species of Telu, all highly coveted for their abundance and protein. So yeah, I bet there's more out here, but we'll save that for the future. Let's grab some sticks, though. There might be some eggs up there. That's the lift vine. Never mind. Alright, we're moving on. Otherwise, we could explore the plant and animal life all day in this game. They went a little crazy. There's so much. But now I'm starting to recognize them by sight, which is pretty cool. Like, those are the super bioluminescent ones that, like, tell you about danger nearby other predators. Oh, Na'vi senses inspect. While using your Na'vi senses, you can inspect any highlighted plants, wildlife, and various other items by pressing L3. Oh, we know that. We are well aware of that. We got a box here. Spare parts. Closed lift vines. Fire at a closed lift vine to cause its vine to drop. Alrighty. Up we go. Ooh, I want to see this view. Oh, actually not as impressive as I thought it was going to be. Guess we need to be higher. Charged jump, we know about that. And then sprinting charged jump. To jump even further, perform a charged jump while sprinting. Hold X for the charged jump and L3 for sprint. This is actually a difficult gap for me. I just am not particularly good at the jumping in this game while sprinting, but let's try it. And I made it, no problem, just because I said I would struggle. Of course. Maybe I'm getting used to it. All right, we are clearly close to the camp. And what's this? That is a spiny whip. Flora, a methane-scented plant with tendril-like whips on its top, found throughout the King Lore Forest. Additional info. Herbaceous plant with unusual growth form resembling martini glass full of fingers. Stem arises from conical base and expands into cup-shaped top. Long finger-like buds of tissue produced in the cup are expelled and sprout new plants. Water collects in top of stem and is used for drinking and bathing by many species of birds. Finger-like buds are collected and used as food. Spiny whips are unusual plants that resemble gigantic relatives of the tiny non-vascular liverworts on Earth. The plant body consists of a stem that has a conical base and a cup-shaped top, which usually contains rainwater that collected following a storm. Many species of birds are seen using the large cups as a source of water for drinking and bathing. Spiny whips have no flowers, cones, or seeds, and instead reproduce solely by cloning of vegetative tissue. Buds of tissue develop inside the cup-like top and elongate to resemble large fingers. In contrast to the tiny gemma cups of liverworts, which eject their tissue buds when raindrops fall on them, these fingers of tissue are expelled violently from the cups when methane gas builds up in the stem and is suddenly released in a cloud above the plant. Following the explosive dispersal of vegetative buds, new finger buds are produced that gradually fill the cup, and the plant is calm until the next cloud of methane accumulates. Although the methane burping action of the spiny whips produces a foul odor, and usually sprays the area with water, the tissue fingers are collected and eaten by the Na'vi. Well, this is a pretty awesome location for a base. Okay, I'm not seeing anything new. Just taking in the sights. Got a lot more of these spiny whips. We got some more Dapofet pods. But I believe I'm full. Resistance headquarters. We've arrived. Hello. All right. Nice to meet you. What's this? Spare parts.
Biomimetic solutions.
Exactly, like the dorsal sail of the Sound Blast Colossus. Its aperture membranes letting air in and out.
Airship nacelle armor, air filtration, or cooling systems. So many applications.
All right, well, we need to go inside. Ah, what's that? Cooking station. Object. A place to cook food that will refill energy and may provide different effects. Cooking stations come in different shapes and can usually be found in Na'vi and resistant settlements. Cool. So a place for us to cook. And it's Solek.
It is soundproof, Priya.
Sorry, filter got stuck. Jin thinks he's got it figured out now. Oh my gosh, another one. I am so glad you're here since, there's so few of you left. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Welcome to Resistance HQ. Right. Sorry. Oh, well, Nati Kamie. What?
Plane's all crooked.
I should check out those empty outposts. Great materials in there, I'd say.
There you are. Over here. Okay. That went well. They like you. Everything's fine. Just
We must not
breathe it
rest
out.
until all RDA are removed from Pandora.
All right, we made it. So talk to Alma and Telan.
I'm so glad to see you. We heard the shooting and Alma said to run for it. Are you okay?
Shaken. Sotlek got me out. Where are the others?
Nella and Nor made it too. But they decided to spend time outside. I don't think they should. Isn't it dangerous?
don't worry. You're all safe now. That's what matters.
What happened back there? Tap was in ruins.
Mercer ordered it destroyed when they evacuated. I watched the walls collapse in. On you. I thought you were dead. Then Priya heard the RDA on the radio talking about a signal at Tap. I was afraid to hope.
How long were we in there?
It feels like you left yesterday.
It, should feel like that for you, but it's been nearly 16 years.
What? 16?
Alma.
That can't be right.
You need to understand. Seeing you all again today, you have no idea how much that means to me. I failed you. I won't make that mistake again, I promise. Look, take some time. Raj will get you cleaned up. Talon knows his way around already. He can show you. This can be your home now. You'll see.
All right, so we got some new character entries. Let's take a look. So, Resistance. Already had that. Sarentu clan. We got Talon, Nor, and Rinella. So, Talon. Sarentu survivor. As the youngest of the Sarentu children, Talon's memories start at tap. As he grew older, he developed an affinity for human science and technology. By far the best of the Sarentu students, his passion was rewarded by Mercer, which further separated him from the rest of the Sarentu kids. Mercer groomed him into feeling special, but was quick to withdraw affection if Talon ever showed interest in Na'vi culture. Then there's Nor, Sarentu survivor. Nor is a little older than most of the other Sarentu children. As a result, he found it harder to adjust to tap and always rebelled against the human authority of Mercer and Alma. His hatred of all things human solidified when Mercer murdered his closest friend, Ahari. His ongoing rebellion is in part to honor what he thinks Ahari would have wanted him to do, but it is also a manifestation of the confusion and hurt Nor is grappling with. And Rinella, also a Sarentu survivor. Rinella was fearful of Mercer and his regime. She engaged in some quiet rebellion, but preferred to focus on protecting the other Sarentu children and picking her battles. She was intimidated by Ahari's fearlessness and also thought it would only lead to more trouble.
"16 years. It doesn't feel real."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Alma's right, though. We can be at home here.
She is always
I feel
ready
it.
to listen and give some
And
advice.
it's cool here, right?
For sure.
So much cool
But she
tech.
seems pretty busy with those Na'vi they rescued.
Well, that is true, but don't you think they could use that advice more than most right now?
He's over there.
That's Raj?
He's cool. Kinda. I think everyone's just getting used to us being around.
Right.
Some of those fruits smell so great, though. Just want to tear them off the tree and sink your teeth into them.
Yes, well, processing those is a whole science unto itself. It's a challenge.
Yeah, and not turning them into tasteless, mushy goop. Or jerky. Not too wet, not too dry.
Right, we need to talk to this guy, Rajender. Rajender Singh Griwal.
You must be Raj.
It's Rajinder.
Oh, I'm sorry. Alma said.
I know Alma. Alma calls me Raj. I don't know you.
I'm new.
Relax, new. I knew you were coming. Sleeping all this time. Oh, you must be well rested. I have fresh clothes ready for all of you. Alma didn't tell me you were missing a sense of humor as well.
Alright, so receive new gear from Rajender in the living quarters.
Check out those empty outposts. Great materials in there, I'd say.
Oh, eating food. Consume raw ingredients or cooked food dishes to restore your energy. Dishes also provide temporary buffs, which can be beneficial in specific situations and help you against the RDA. I already knew that. Alright, trade with Raj.
You need a new look.
Alright, so we have two gifts. First, the Researcher shirt. Chest guard, it gives 12 health. I'll receive that. And the Field Waistcloth also gives 12 health. Now, there's some more advanced gear we could get once we have the materials. So, like, Rajender's Defense Vest is 35 health and 5% ranged resistance, but we would need 15 spare parts. We currently only have 7. Then there's the Rajender Shorts, 35 health on those. Waistcloth, 5% ranged resistance. He's got Chest Guard mods, so Field Research Strap with 5% ranged resistance and a Casual Research Strap with 3% ranged resistance. We actually could buy this if we wanted to, but seems like you should just save for the better one if you're going to get ranged resistance. Not a huge difference in spare parts. 5 versus 12. I think better to save. Arm guard mods. It's got a shielded relay bracelet. We don't have an arm guard yet, but if we did, we could put this in it. SID signal booster plus 6 meter SID hacking range. We don't have the SID yet, but we'll have it very soon. And signal relay bracelet. Oh, and same deal. You could get a weaker one or a stronger one. Once again, seems like you should just save for the better one, since spare parts don't seem that hard to get. And then there's waistcloth mods. There's simple ammo webbing rather, which is 10% firearms damage. We could buy that already with our spare parts. And there's a weaker one. Oh, actually, no, this is completely different. 3% stealth, Regender's belt pouch for 3. I'm not much of a stealther, so I'd probably go for firearms damage, but I don't have any firearms yet. So, anyways, under designs, he has nothing.
May as well look good out there.
Alright, change into Navi clothing. New armor. Press the options button to open the inventory and equip new chest guard and waistcloth. Alright, so let's get rid of this tap crap. Put on my researcher shirt. Oh, and then I believe I got these from pre-ordering, but we do have some cosmetics. So we have the Aranahe Warrior chest piece, designed for stealth in the King Lore Forest. This Aranahe chest piece is ideal for hunting and battle, part of the Aranahe Warrior collection, which looks pretty cool. And then we also have Child of Two Worlds chest guard, a chest guard that blends the best of Navi and human design. So we have these cosmetics we could choose from. There's also visuals. Resistance tactical vest. And researcher shirt. Yeah, I'm a little confused by this. I haven't actually played with the visuals. I don't see how this is different from... Oh, I guess cosmetics are specifically items that you haven't picked up, and the visuals is just any piece of equipment you've acquired, would be my guess. But anyways, I'm going to use the Aranahe Warrior chest piece as my cosmetic. Alrighty. Looks good. And then our pants, our waistcloth. We have the field waistcloth, 12 health. And same with this, we have some cosmetics. We have the Aranahe Warrior waistcloth or the Child of Two Worlds belt. I kind of like this better. And then visuals, we have resistance belt. Let's see, it says visuals replace the look of a part. Every part you find will give you a visual to apply. All right, yeah. I think it works the way I thought. I don't know, I kind of want the Child of Two Worlds belt. But it won't match color-wise, so I guess I'll do the Aranahe Warrior waistcloth. Let's do that. All right. We're good. Oh, and I need to talk to Regender again.
Can I give you anything for these?
You get a freebie this time. Special circumstances considering. Usually, we take what we can get around here. If you find something good, let me know.
Navi clothes. Do they feel weird?
I think I like them.
Well, I want to keep my hat and some other bits and try out some of the tech. You have to meet this Alex guy. He's like an inventor.
You settled in fast.
Well, it's weird being out of tap, but everyone here's been super nice.
All right, so we got some new stuff that popped up. First off, in our journal, we have new designs for gear. There's a pilot shirt, chest guard design, 15 to 83 health. That's a huge range. Any moss to make this. And then gatherer waistcloth. And that's 15 to 95 health, waistcloth design, and that will be made with any fiber. And then we also got something new in the Hunter's Guide. We got bruise moss and lionberry. So bruise moss, flora, a colorful moss that grows on stone surfaces, most commonly found on rocks and water throughout the King Lore Forest. Rarer bruise moss is often found on rocks in the waters of Dyer's Bowl, in the Spinner's Circle domain of the Kinglore Forest. Best quality is rain. Additional info, bruise moss grows on stone surfaces and is unusually sensitive to humidity, growing stronger and more quickly next to bodies of water. It is a close relative of blue cloud moss. Mosses are small, non-vascular flowering plants that grow in numerous varieties across Pandora. Moss is collected by the Na'vi for use in cookery, building, and crafting. When correctly dried, it is valued for its insulating and absorbent qualities. So, it's a torso crafting material. It gives health and 2% stealth. And then lionberry. Flora, a plant with blue leaves that resembles feathers, and a red flower that is used in Na'vi crafting. Most commonly found near water in the bamboo grove biome of the Kinglore Forest. Rarer specimens are often found around River's Embrace, in the south of the Silk Woods and the center of the Kinglore Forest. Best quality is day. Additional info, large herb with large central flower cluster surrounded by narrow strap-like leaves. Buds are very light and appear to float above the plant. Spiny cactus-like leaves grow along the ground for protection from herbivores. Seeds used for food, petals used for paints. Similar to the thistlebud and hermit bud, the lionberry grows a cluster of flowers, an inflorescence, which resembles a single flower like the sunflower family on Earth. Samples of the lionberry were taken to Earth with the thistlebud and hermit bud to study their genetic relationships and possible introduction to Earth ecosystem. The plant grows stems along the ground, with spiny cactus-like leaves as a defense against herbivores that would eat it. The seeds are large and a good source of protein. Each flexible stem of a lionberry plant is topped by a single inflorescence bud that can grow to giant size. The buds are composed largely of parenchyma, tissue filled with air spaces, and in the low gravity of Pandora are quite buoyant. Plants grow in patches, which gives the appearance of a garden of floating blue balloons. Lionberry fiber. Lionberry fiber is collected from the lionberry flower. Each bowl is composed of long and extremely light fibers, which the Na'vi squeeze together when gathering so the cotton does not blow away. Fiber is a substance that grows in long threads or strands. The Na'vi gather many different plants for their various fibers, which they use in weaving and other crafts, depending on their properties. So, lionberry fiber, waste crafting material, gives health, and 5% weak spot damage when crafting.
Talon! Can't keep away, I see. And you brought another Na'vi.
Alex builds stuff, mechanisms, and technology for all kinds of communications and discovery.
And a little chaos, if I have the tuning right. See this? This is SID, my systems interrogation device. Good name, right? Bit of a mouthful, perhaps. Ajir thought it was a little much, but what does he know? I designed it with Na'vi in mind, a little troublemaker for RDA technology. Cobbled it together with old RDA parts.
And tap parts.
Yes, well, we could probably scratch that off or paint over it, you know, if you like. I've been trying to get Alma to test it.
Oh, we can test it. Can we? We can test it?
That could be fun.
I can make one for each of you. Go ahead, get a feel for it. Ooh, I should use this lull to research new tech. We were so close to losing everything. Thankfully, Pandora will heal.
Alright, the SID. Hold L1 to open the weapon wheel, and then
until all RDA are removed from Pandora.
And then press triangle to equip it.
I'm actually hoping it can find the faulty wiring in our air filtration. See the wires running under the floors here? You should be able to track those to the maintenance panels. Give it a go.
Alright, so use SID to fix the node in maintenance. Follow the wire through the floor until you reach the faulty node. Following wires. With SID equipped, you can easily follow wires through the floor and walls. These lead to technology which can be manipulated. Find the frequency. Aim at the node and lightly press R2 to find the correct frequency. Both circles must overlap. Alright, so those circles there, we need to overlap them. Like so.
My data shows a fault upstairs as well. Probably that damn wiring. Mind taking a quick look? The tool should lock on to the frequency. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. I miss lemons.
Alright, let's follow it. SID signal detection. SID can detect specific electronic signals from afar.
RDA will not go unpunished.
SID will produce feedback as you move. I missed the rest of that. But anyways, we can follow this. Alright, so find the frequency, aim at the node. Yep, we know about this. Oh, come on. It's being stubborn. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. Alright, let's keep going.
Hey, Alex, I think I found the fault.
Just a little hack, and the system will reset. Do you mind?
Recipes with me.
Alright, let's go ahead and do the hack. So use SID to hack the faulty node in Resistance headquarters. Aim at the faulty node and press R2. Oh, and we still have to do the overlap thing. Alright, and then just navigate through this little maze. Obviously don't hit the dead ends. And we got it.
I think I got it.
Aha! You see, it is a useful tool, isn't it? I told Alma this. This is our future. I must say, I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with it. Nice to have one's work come to something. But I've ordered you about enough. Alma's gathering everyone for a briefing. I believe your friends are still exploring outside.
Alright, meet the Sarentu outside Resistance headquarters. They're sheltering next to a fire in a small cave below the building. Alright, hacking. When equipped, SID highlights RDA devices you can hack. Alright, let's look around a little bit. See if we can find anything like this. Spare parts.
There's so much to learn from the clans. I hope they don't mind all my questions.
That pollution.
Unka says the explosion was huge.
Right? Poke it.
Lucky you made it out.
You poke it.
Alright, so
Come on, it's all mushy. Look. I mean, it's a mushroom, so I guess that makes sense. But now with extra much.
So that's clearly like a medical area and a medic. What's this? Ah, this is a crafting station. Crafting table object. Crafting tables are used to craft gear and weapons from materials found throughout Pandora. Crafting tables can be found in most Na'vi and Resistance settlements. So let's take a look. We have one design for chest guard, waistcloth, and longbow, but I don't think we have any of the parts. So for this one, we would need moss. And then for the waistcloth, we need fiber. And for the longbow, we would need a branch. So, gonna have to wait on that. Alright, trying to do some eavesdropping, but people are talking all over the place.
I hope the clans will keep visiting us.
Okay, let's make our way downstairs.
I should have asked Danny how to hold a gun.
And what do we have here? Audio log. Message for Priya, meteor shower.
We must not.
Hey, Priya. Got your message about the radio parts. We were salvaging yesterday, but didn't find anything for you. Got some good stuff for the armory, though. Sorry, that's boring. So yeah, yesterday, Alex was talking. I wasn't really listening because, you know, Alex. But then he mentioned this meteor shower. So I thought maybe we could watch it. Together. I mean, only if you want to. It's supposed to be really pretty. And that made me think of you. If you're into it, I'll meet you at the landing pad at 0100.
Rest until all RDA are removed from Pandora.
Okay, so what do we have on the ground floor? Let's go this way. We got Solek. That's Raj. We already talked to him. Now my energy is super low, but there's no point in me eating the food here when I'm not in any danger, because my energy will just deplete, and we'll just wait.
I should use this lull to research new tech.
Alright, what do we have here? It's a note. Turning the tables. Found in the Resistance headquarters. Owner Hajir. Subject my daily log. We made it to the western frontier. Everything is moving so fast lately. I didn't expect to be fighting against the RDA. Nobody expected it. Well, maybe Jake did. I suppose stuff like that is on a need-to-know basis. Jake's continuing the fight from a new location. Everyone's rattled seeing the RDA tear through the sky again and land on Pandora. It's weird seeing it from the other side, feeling what it's like to be invaded, the fear and uncertainty. I'm writing like this is my world now. It can never be. But I've left a mark here, a scar. If Jake finds out about the ferals, oof. He never would have let me stay on Pandora. If he'd known, God, I hope he never finds out. Knowing what I know now, I'd like to think I'd have done things differently. Guess I was fooling myself, like I could bring some humanity to the RDA's corrupt corporate machine. They only tore some out of me instead. Did I really think I was special? Like it was possible to be a part of something like that and not be corrupted by it? Complicit in pain, suffering. At least I'm on the right side this time. The ferals, I wonder what that means. Alright, we got a audio log here. Daniela's personal log, forever on Pandora.
Okay, Alma. Here you go. I'm recording my feelings. What a waste of time. She thinks I have stuff to process. She's a doctor, all right. Through and through. Decisions like this aren't easy. It's not like I don't want kids, and I know Jin'll be the most incredible dad. But family planning was kind of cut short. He knows that. Circumstances are different. We're not turning around at the end of a 5-year tour and going home. We're resistance now. If we have kids, it'll be here. Pandora. I'm not doing that in a war zone. And even if we were safe, it's never really safe here. I don't know if I can do it at all, really. I don't know what kind of mom I would be. Would I be better than mine? Jin would balance me out. I don't know. If you can just hang on a little longer till things settle a bit. Maybe we can talk about it again.
Okay. I don't think having a baby while part of a resistance is necessarily the best idea either, so I agree with her. Let's see, what else can we find? What's this? A note. Anka's personal log, no news. Found in the Resistance headquarters. Alma said she hasn't heard anything from Jake in a while. She doesn't seem worried, though. He's a busy guy, I guess. I'm kind of bummed out today. Not sure why. I'm getting this weird divide between me and the Resistance newbies. They're so keen, bright-eyed. Even Priya. She's excited about taking down the RDA. I know it's different for her. I've lived on Pandora for years. She hasn't. And I always knew the RDA would come back one day. But now they have, and it's just like, this again? Really? Even if we somehow win and get them off Moon, they'll just come back again. They'll never let Pandora go. Never. It's way too valuable. I guess I just don't know what I'm doing here sometimes. Alright, so she doesn't have a lot of faith, which is understandable. What do we have here? Audio log. Alma's personal log back to Tap.
We're going back. Funny, Tap used to be all I thought about. But now it's just a dream we had. Before John lost his way. How did it all go so wrong? We were riding high. John's brilliant vision and my star was rising in the academic field. Together we were unstoppable. We were going to make a real difference. We could help the Not-Be-Kind and humanity together. We all had to make sacrifices. Some they made the ultimate sacrifice. But the science, the progress. Yeah, we did what we thought was right to make Tap a reality. And now, Tap is just a tomb for our dead dreams. Or maybe not. Just maybe.
Alright, I actually have some sound coming out of my controller speakers. So let me turn that off. I'm not sure if it's giving any feedback or not, but let's just kill it. So let's see. We want audio and controller speaker enabled. We'll turn that off. Alright, cool. Let's keep looking around. Alright, what do we have here? Stun grenades. Press square.
I should have asked Danny how to hold a gun.
L1 to throw a stun grenade. Use stun grenades to temporarily immobilize enemies. Nice. And special ammunition container. Sulfur pod ×2. Crafting special ammo. You can now craft special ammo. Open the weapon wheel by holding L1. Select a special ammo type and hold square to craft the ammo. Wow, that went away fast. But anyways, now that we have sulfur pods, we can go here, press right on the D-pad,
would not go unpunished.
and we can make these explosive arrows. I believe they're called grenade arrows. So let's make 3 of those. Perfect. Grenade arrows. Grenade arrows cause blast damage when they hit enemies. Switch weapon ammo type by using the right D-pad button. So you can switch like so. Alright, put that away.
We'll keep fighting. For everyone we lost.
Got a crafting station there. Who is this? Hurit Ahanaku.
Here you go. Have a look.
Alright. She's got a hunter's bow with 20 damage. Oh, this is free. Oh, no, it's not. It's 5 spare parts. I got confused. But yeah, we could get that. There's longbow mods. Hurit's steady grip. 5% weak spot damage. There's Hurit's gorilla string. 5% RDA damage. Then she's got a superior assault rifle for 30 spare parts. 6 damage. Stagger ammo. 15% RDA damage. She's got a high capacity magazine for the assault rifle. Extended magazine increases magazine capacity. And that's 12 spare parts, so nothing she has is cheap. She has a weaker assault rifle, the AG-7201 Compact. 5 damage and stagger ammo. It's actually not that much worse. And 10% RDA damage. A stock AG-7201 assault rifle manufactured from the latest RDA designs. And she has a tactical compensator, assault rifle barrel mod. Efficient tactics, deal plus 15% damage on next attack after hitting a weak spot. Kind of interesting. Anyways, we'll keep those in mind when we have more resources to spend.
Remember, point away from the user.
All right, then we have this. What is this? Ammunition container object. A container for RDA munitions such as basic firearm munition or firearm ammunition and grenades. All right, so let's search this. Assault rifle rounds, and we can just get a bunch of these. So when we have an assault rifle, we now have a bunch of ammo. All right, and then we have an audio log. Almost personal log considering Ardmore.
Fighting against Mercer and his buffoons. I sometimes forget he's part of a much larger machine that's pushing its way across Pandora. Haven't heard from Jake in a while. But judging by the chatter we've caught, General Ardmore still wants his head on a platter. And why wouldn't she? All that stuff he's been pulling. Stealing all those weapons. I wish I'd been there to see it. Well, maybe once the clans here agree to unite under our cause, we too will be able to do something like that. Right now, we just don't have the numbers for it. I can only hope Jake continues to keep Ardmore occupied. Harding's bad enough, but Ardmore is a 4-star general. And a damn good one. She's a perfect tool for the RDA. Smart, but brutal. If anyone stands a chance of actually colonizing Pandora, it's her.
Okay, we have another right here, another audio log. Almost personal log, supply chains.
Jake is hitting RDA mining camps and supply drops. We can do the same over here. Recon shows mining camps are largely concentrated in sectors 3 and 4, but it looks to me that they're starting to spread out. Not sure how they're targeting particular spots. Priya thinks the balloons we've seen might be fitted with scanners. I need to look into that. We'll hit the supply drops in small teams and try to get in and out before the RDA arrive for pickup. I'm trying. I am really trying to do what I can here to make up for some of the mistakes that I've made in the past. I guess only time will tell if it was enough.
Oh, and what do we have here? Equipment container. Gorilla bracelet, arm guard mod. Fine. Well, I don't have an arm guard to put it in yet, but let's take a look. Oh, it won't even let me look. Well, we'll check it out when I get an arm guard.
We must not rest until all RDA are removed from Pandora.
All right, I believe there was some more logs, but I'm actually not seeing them. Maybe they don't pop up right away. Or perhaps I just missed them, but let's continue the mission, and then we'll come and look again. Because I believe I should have at least one more. Let me see how many I have. Let's go to our journal. So audio logs, we have 5. And then notes, we have 2. Yeah, there's definitely more. I think there's 1 of each.
I should have asked Danny how to hold a gun.
But anyways, let's go outside. And what is this? Polymer stick storage. Object, a storage unit containing polymer sticks. It gave us a hunter's guide entry. Object, a storage unit containing polymer sticks found in most RDA facilities and points of operation. Additional info, a storage unit containing polymer sticks which may be repurposed as a crafting material for Na'vi ammunition. And they give sticks. Big surprise. Alright, they are clearly that way. Before we go and talk to them, though, let me go this way. Let's grab this. Fresh RDA ration. And you can see there's 2 more containers this way. And it's raining. Okay, so we got lean meat skewer, some fine food. It gives bark skin for 10 minutes. Take 30% less damage from wildlife and RDA. That's pretty good. Chunks of lean meat, lightly grilled to keep them juicy and delectable. And search this. We got Gorilla Fighter Grip, Longbow Grip Mod. Let's check that out. Oh, and if we look at our Solex makeshift longbow. Oh, never mind. It was showing new, but it's not. So then we got mods. Currently have a longbow grip. That's just basic, gives nothing. We'll put in our Gorilla Fighter Grip for 5% RDA damage. Alright, and we are Combat Strength 2. Yeah, I'm not seeing those logs at all. That's weird. Must pop up after. And what's that in the water? Is that? Yeah, forest seaweed again. All right, and we do actually have some cooking ingredients, so why don't we see what we can cook up here? So, let's go ahead and use a fruit. Up, cooking station. Ingredients have various effects. By using a specific ingredient in the primary cooking slot, you're choosing the type of effect the dish will grant. Cooking with an ingredient for the first time will reveal the effect type it can contribute. Place an ingredient in the secondary cooking slot to determine the duration of the effect of the final dish. Alright, so let's go with the fruit. Up, cooking station. The higher the rarity of the ingredients you use in a dish, the more potent and long-lasting its effects will be. Oh, I missed the first part of that. Dang it. Oh, well. Maybe we'll check the tutorial after. I was looking over here trying to select stuff. Anyways, let's pick a fruit. And we'll combine that with the Viper Wolf lean meat. Alright, go ahead and cook this up. So we made a meat slice salad. Gives 100% energy. Hearty 1. For 10 minutes, it gains plus 30% base health. A delectable serving of lean meat slices and fruits. Okay. And then if we go to our recipes, we have the recently cooked dishes there. Favorites and specialties. You can add your preferred dishes as favorites. You can initiate cooking by selecting a recipe you have made before. Favorites and specialties. Specialty dishes are dishes that have 2 effects. As soon as they are discovered, they can be consulted in your specialty list of recipes. Alright, so meat slice salad is all that we currently know. Right there. Oh, and it tells us what it needs in the recipes. It's any fruit and any lean meat. Alrighty, so let's meet with the Sarentu survivors.
There you are! Taylor said you made it out. I'd forgotten how it feels to simply sit in the breeze. Taste the sweetness on the air. Not listen to Mercer talk about their civilized culture.
There are more colors than I remember. I have no names for them.
We'll learn their names. We'll relearn all the Sara in 2 ways.
Why do you think Alma waited to bring us here? Why didn't she check Tap before?
Maybe it wasn't safe before.
It's not safe now.
Who cares? We are free. I want to run until my lungs ache and my legs give out. We could leave, you know, right now.
Where would we go?
Wherever we want. All of us. What do you think? You, me, Rinella, Telan? We could live as Sarentu again.
Alma brought us here for a reason. She's gathering everyone inside to talk. She must have a plan.
Don't stay here for her. She wants to control you. All the humans do.
No, they don't. Alma was always kind to us.
The people here like her. And they're nice, aren't they? They seem nice. Priya let me use her radio.
I believe they want to help us.
Let's go see what Alma wants. Maybe it's something fun?
I doubt that.
Nor, please. Come on. Everyone's waiting.
Fine, fine. Just give me a minute. The light is different out here. I want to enjoy it. Haven't we spent enough time in metal boxes? At least tonight, we'll sleep under the stars. Like our families did.
Alright, so what is this? Food basket. Object. A basket containing food and cooking ingredients. Oh, good. Search this.
The
Crimson
RDA
mushroom.
won't soon forget our victory.
So we got an egg stuffed mushroom. That is here. Ambush. Deal plus 35% stealth damage. Eh.
I wonder what kind of leader I will be. I
A-
have to find my own path now.
A veritable omelet within a huge mushroom. The insides are steamed well and the texture is nice and spongy. And you know what? Since I'm in here and I have so much food, I may as well eat this ration. There we go. Get my energy back. Alright, and then we also got, in our journal, we got the recipe for that. Oh, never mind. That's just my meat slice salad. But what we... Oh, wait. No, it's still showing. Why is it showing? Oh, it's here. Egg stuffed mushroom. So we need any mushroom and any egg. Okay, and then in our hunter's guide, we have crimson mushroom. Flora, an edible mushroom that grows high up on vines. Most commonly found on large roots and great vines throughout the Kinglore Forest. Rarer crimson mushrooms are often found in the swamp lowlands biome of the Kinglore Forest. Best quality is night. Additional info found only on high vines in the Kinglore Forest. The crimson mushroom grows in shades of pink and purple and contains a pigmented xylem, which gives it a distinctive crimson head. Mushrooms are the fruiting head of a fungus. They grow across Pandora and are used by the Na'vi in many ways, primarily as food, but often as medicine. So it's cooking ingredient, and it does ambush 1. Short effect duration. Alright, then we have this. Stash. Object, a place where you can store materials, food, gear, and assorted things for later usage. I guess I may as well stash the ambush food. I don't plan to use that anytime soon. The rest of this can stay with me. Oh, actually, I could stash this, but I'll probably get an arm guard soon. So we'll just keep it. And then this. Changing place. An object. A place where a Na'vi can adjust their appearance. Changing places can usually be found in Na'vi clan homes. So, if you don't like your look, you can change it here. Oh, and hair has new? I don't know why this is showing as new, but it is. Anyways. Alright, so go to the briefing in the command center. Actually, let me look up here. I can't remember if there was anything for me to find.
Sarintu. No. Sarintu.
Sarentu. Sa-ren-tu. Try again?
Sarentu. Sarentu.
This guy's like me. Don't worry, I'll screw it up too. We can screw it up together. Alright, I don't see anything. Actually, I don't know why I'm not scanning, because that would make it much easier. Oh! Well, I think I found one of the logs I'm missing. Right there. Yep, audio log. Alright, so there's one of them. I don't know where the other one is. It's somewhere in there. Back in. Ah, there it is.
I should have asked Danny how to hold a gun.
Message for Anka, radio parts.
Hey, hi, Anka. Just a quick message about that. Oh, it's Priya, by the way. But you knew that. Anyway, just a message about that part I was needing for the radio. Just wondered if any of the scouting parties had found one. Also, missed you at lunch today. Jin Young said that you'd left just before I arrived. Not that I asked. He just, like, told me, and I was like, no way, too bad. So anyway, if you do get that part, let's hook up. I mean, meet. Let's meet up. For the party. Okay, bye.
Alright, so we got that. Where's that other one hiding?
We can extend the Navi area for more visitors.
Still not picking it up. Alright, well anyways, let's do the meeting.
Wonder if I can scrounge up some Samson parts from what's left of Mercer's.
John Mercer, founder of the TAP program. The Sarentu know him all too well, but for many of you, he is a new face. He has returned to Pandora as the Executive Vice President of Frontier Operations, alongside your old friend from TAP, Colonel Angela Harding, as his head of security. He is ambitious, self-serving, egotistical.
And you worked with him.
We have been fighting the RDA for many months now. What difference can this man make?
Mercer's tactics are aggressive. That, coupled with his frustrations over TAP's failure, we need to strategize. Our outreach work with the nearest clans has been difficult. Some Aranahe were willing to fight, but after suffering losses on their side, they have since withdrawn. We haven't explored further than the Zeswa. They're fierce, but they're unwilling to make a human alliance. Your clan was one of travelers, storytellers, diplomats. Respected. The Navi might listen to you.
Alma? We have a pollution spike close by. Like, really close. Check out the levels. RDA, it has to be.
They're here. With Mercer.
No, not him. Pollution is caused by RDA machinery. They must be setting up a regular drill site.
Carving up the land, poisoning it, turning it to sludge.
They've never been this close to HQ before. If they go wandering, they'll find us for sure.
We're spread thin right now. Solek, can you establish a safe perimeter? Anka, try and reach Hajir over radio.
I can try to shut down that drill site. I think I have the hang of Sid now.
I don't think that's such a good idea.
Let them go. I've seen them fight. They'll be fine.
Okay, but be careful. The rest of you, get ready to intercept any other patrols. Keep your radios on.
Be ready. If the RDA see you at their drill site, they will engage. Remember what I taught you. Craft your arrows, focus your senses. There are supplies by the main airlock should you need.
Alright, we gotta go shut down a drill. Before I leave, I want to...
RDA is still around, but at least that drill is dust.
Alright, so apparently it's back here. Maybe it did pop up after. Anyways, here's a note. The inevitable return. Ah, it did pop up after. Found in the Resistance headquarters. Author Alexander Tremaine. Too good to last, wasn't it? We've had ourselves many fine years here on Pandora. Not without their own particular surprises and challenges, of course, but good years. RDA-free years. Those are now officially over. We're mobilizing for the fight, though some of us are more mobile than others. Jake is somewhere out there, trying to get the clans to agree on a proactive strike, I think. Alma has the details on that, but is too busy shaping us into some manner of unit to share. We're heading to the western frontier, and not just to work on the field labs this time. No, there is peril and adventure ahead that makes me a tiny bit queasy just thinking about it. I'm a scientist, not a soldier. A scientist who has had the privilege of studying this wonderful moon for several years now without having to worry about RDA thugs laying waste to everything in sight. But that is precisely why I must go, to stop them from continuing their terrible work. They have us outgunned, so we must have them outsmarted. Of course, I was one of them once, and as such, might be facing up to people I actually know and have worked with. It is hardly as worrisome for me, as I do not have to take physical aim at anyone, but I do dwell on it. The idea of colleagues becoming enemies, not just in the sense of someone taking my sandwich from the break room fridge, but in the sense of being at war with one another. Perhaps we will be able to convince others to join our side in this fight. I certainly hope so. Alright, so that is all of them. We got the 6 audio logs and the 3 notes. We got it. Alrighty, so we need to defeat the pneumatic tower echo. Let's make our way over. Alright, so it is this way. We can't see anything from here, but trust me, it's that way. And you can kind of hear something happening in that direction. Alright, let's go on this large vine over here. Alright, let's see. Let's use our senses. You can see there's something up ahead. Oh, I thought there was. Oh, there it is. Crimson mushroom. Hey, we know about these. Let's get some mushrooms. Gather. Gathering conditions. When gathering the plant during its preferred conditions, you receive the optimal conditions bonus. This will increase the core stat of the plant. Alright, pristine and night. Perfect. Oh, and just fine again. Huh. I thought there was a higher quality. But, oh well. We got another one here. Oh, it's polluted though. This one's been ruined. Alright. I don't want polluted. But that does mean we're on the right track. Alright, so once we get a little bit closer, I'm going to use my better food. The one that gives me extra health. But you can see they are just devastating this area. All the vibrant colors washed down. It's all gray and nasty. And there's our drill. Alright, let's use that. Food. Let's see, is it the lean meat skewer? Oh, that's the take 30% less damage. I actually might want that instead. Yeah, why don't we use this? We'll take less damage.
Hey, Priya, I'm near the drill site. The ground here, it's...
Every time the RDA sets up somewhere, it's the same thing. Their equipment pollutes everything around it. Everything. But hey, Pandora is strong. Shut down those drills and the land will recover. One sec, I'll check the schematics.
You have those?
Being ex-RDA's gotta have some benefits, right? I'm kidding. They're not flexible. Looks like we've got two things here. The cooling unit on the drill and a generator, probably at the edge of their site.
What about the RDA?
Well, you can probably shut down the site without engaging them, if you want. Unless, you know, they see you doing it.
Alright, the RDA mining installation, Pneumatic Tower Echo. We need to destroy the generator and hack and destroy the cooling unit. RDA facilities. Use your Navi senses to more easily spot and target the vulnerabilities of RDA facilities. Alright, well, we're going to worry about the enemies first. You could stealth this, but I just want to take them out. So we got our arrows at the ready. Now, for the big mech things, we're going to switch to the explosive arrows. They do crazy damage on them. So let's go ahead and blast him with the explosive. Yeah, look at that damage. Beautiful. All right, took him down. Let's go explosive. Should we land the shot? Got it. All right, took it down. Oh, we got another one. Explosive. Boom. Oh, did I just heal? Crap. I just healed like an idiot. All right, anyways, it's down. So I wasted one of my heals. Hey, hi there. Take that. Got him. Oh, there we go. On the move. Oh, got him.
I see you.
All right, reinforcements in 21 seconds. Let's wrap up the remaining ones. Is that it? Anybody else? I don't see any more enemies. All right, be ready for the reinforcements. Let's do a scan on that. It's a Samson helicopter transport. Let's take a quick look. RDA, a Samson model that has exchanged firepower for a drastic improvement in durability to safely transport RDA units. Found in most RDA facilities and points of operation. Additional info, a Samson model that has exchanged firepower for a drastic improvement in durability to safely transport RDA units. This model will generally be escorted by other more combat-oriented units, and it only has its armor for defense. Alright. Now, we gotta watch out. I think he'll actually fire on us. Oh, maybe he won't. Alright, anyways. Let's be careful. These enemies can actually do some serious damage. I think they might be stronger units. I don't know what. I guess that guy's in the container. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I need more arrows. Crap. Oh, hi. I thought you were in the container. You are blind. Can't see the big blue person? Oh, crap. What'd I hit? Oh, it's so hard to see. All right, let's get into a different area. Let's jump over here. I'm gonna run up on this person. Hi there. Get smacked. Yeah, pretty serious damage. We have our heal if we need it, but let's wait. Let's see, one of them's down there. Oh, hi there. Gotcha. Uh-oh, heal up. Oh, is that it? That's it. We cleared it out. All right, let me craft some more arrows before I forget. And there we go. All right, so let's look around. Oh, and we probably have a new entry in our Hunter's Guide, yeah, for the Combat Exo. RDA, a light and agile exosuit which is efficient in combat but lacking in protection for the pilot. Found in most RDA facilities and points of operation. Additional info, the lightest and most cost-efficient AMP model. Its lightweight design allows for surprisingly agile movement and makes it practical for a variety of tasks. While not primarily designed for battle, the Combat Exo is very efficient as a combat unit when piloted by a skilled soldier. Wait, how is the Combat Exo not primarily designed for battle? That is odd. The biggest downside of this model is the removal of the protective cockpit canopy to bring its weight down even further. Already a safety concern during construction work, this exposure to the hazards on Pandora does not make this model a favorite with most pilots. Alrighty, so what do we got? We got some boxes, 3 of them it looks like. Arm guard mod. I keep getting arm guard stuff and I don't have an arm guard. RDA food container, fresh ration. And this. 2 spare parts, very nice. Alright, I don't see anything else. Just sticks. So anyways, what do we have here? This would be our generator. Let's destroy it. Okay. Now we need our SID. Alright, navigate through here. Alright, and that exposed that fan, which we can shoot.
Generator and cooling unit are down.
The emergency vent should open up one of the drills. When it opens, fire at it. Why did you fire with fire? Hey! Sorry. Already. Nice.
Reclaimed for Pandora.
Hey, hello? Can you hear me? I'm out with the others. We heard that bang. Is everything okay?
I shut down the drills. We should be RDA free for a while.
Well, we found something. Up high. Like a big flower. The others are excited, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Will you come look?
Alright, we got a new quest, Songs of the Ancestor, and we completed...
Do you see the butterflies? At least I think they're butterflies. Follow them and you'll find it.
Alright, so we completed our quest. Let's take a look. Welcome to the Resistance. Let's see. The people here want to help us fight the RDA. Talon, Rinella, and Nor escaped TAP as well. We're all safe here, but the RDA continued to spread. A nearby drill site threatens the secure location of Resistance headquarters. Priya helped me understand how to shut it down. Then we got a new Hunter's Guide entry for Bellsprig. Flora, the spores of this plant have the ability to increase a Navi's vitality when inhaled. Most commonly found in caves and other sheltered areas throughout Pandora. Additional info. With bell-like blooms resembling Earth's genus Digitalis, foxgloves, the bellsprig is a perennially, there we go, flowering plant that grows in many of Pandora's varied biomes. A mature plant has a short tree-like stem wait, that seems wrong. A mature plant has a short, tree-like stem is crowned with an abundance of hanging bioluminescent flowers that release a steady stream of spores onto the breeze. Yeah, that was a bad sentence. The bellsprig has been documented in many regions of Pandora's western frontier. It favors sheltered growing conditions, flat ground, and rich growing mediums, e.g. forest soil, thick vines, moss, or grassland. It requires a relatively clear growing space and good access to natural light. The bellsprig is often found in caves where a skylight or other natural opening allows some daylight into the cavern. The bellsprig is treated with reverence by the Na'vi, and it is renowned for its restorative and fortifying properties. Na'vi of the western frontier seek out this flora and touch it, smelling the spores it releases, which are viewed as a gift from Ewa. These spores are said to taste fresh, of good soil and the morning air, instilling a feeling of strength and rejuvenation. Alright, and then we got some new journal entries. So, world knowledge. We have, let's see, we've got all that. We've seen that. Global pollution knowledge. Healthy breath. After shutting down Pneumatic Tower Echo close to Resistance HQ, Priya noticed an increase in air quality. Bellsprigs can now be found throughout the western frontier. Oh, that's cool. So that's how we got the Bellsprigs. Because we shut down this drill. Alright, and then characters. RDA, we have John Mercer. Let's see. Years later, Mercer returned to Pandora as the Executive Vice President of Frontier Operations. Highly intelligent, even brilliant, Mercer is considered a visionary by many within the RDA, albeit a controlling and vindictive one. And then Colonel Harding. Leaving with the RDA's evacuation of Pandora, she later returned to command SecOps operations and the whole of Western Frontier as a colonel. Nothing new in the Sarentu clan, but Resistance, we have a bunch of new entries. First, we have Alma, Resistance leader. Alma is the avatar of Dr. Alma Cortez, a brilliant xenobiologist. She worked for the RDA as a teacher in the Ambassador program, which aimed to educate Na'vi children about the human race and in the ways of xenodiplomacy, so they could create a bridge between the humans and the Na'vi. Alma was very passionate about her work and was also something of a mother figure to the students. She saved many of the young Sarentu when the RDA evacuated from Pandora, and Mercer ordered them all destroyed. While they were in cryosleep, she was allowed to stay on Pandora by Jake Sully, and now leads a resistance group in the Western Frontier. Priya Chen, Resistance biologist. Priya Chen is a biologist who joined the RDA's second occupation of Pandora to study extraterrestrial life. Upon seeing how the RDA was essentially repeating the mistakes humanity had made back on Earth, she defected to the Resistance. Enthusiastic and prone to awkwardness, she is one of the more energetic presences at Resistance HQ. Solek we've seen. Although this is new. As he fights the RDA's second occupation, Solek is always on the lookout for those he might have had, or he's always on the lookout for those who might have had a hand in the loss of his clan. He will go to some lengths to locate these individuals and rarely fails in his hunt. Billy Nash, Resistance soldier. Billy Nash is a munitions expert. He joined the RDA for a chance at adventure and came to Pandora with the RDA's second invasion. But he soon realized it wasn't the heroic crusade he'd hoped for. Instead, he found himself in the middle of the RDA's destruction of Pandora in the pursuit of corporate greed. Billy didn't exactly seek out the Resistance. When the Resistance raided a small outpost Billy was stationed at, he stumbled upon an opportunity to defect. Many of the more committed Resistance members don't trust Billy's motivations and keep him at arm's length. His locker room bravado and brash sense of humor don't endear Billy to anyone, and he's often found slacking off or breaking the rules. He's tolerated, as opposed to liked or respected. Alexander Tremaine, Resistance biologist. Alexander Tremaine is a biologist who was inspired by Grace Augustine's research and enamored with the idea of Pandora and its alien life forms. Unfortunately, he never got to meet Grace, who had died before he arrived, so he promptly ran off and sided with Jake in the Omotakaya Rebellion. Afterwards, Jake allowed him to stay on Pandora so he could honor Grace's work and memory. Alexander wants to study and understand Pandora's scientific wonders in all their glory, and he tells everyone all about them. He also has a knack for technology, and has created the SID, Systems Interrogation Device, to assist in the fight against the RDA. Anka Salam. Anka Salam is an excellent pilot, trained in the Algerian Air Force. She comes from a family of academics who never understood the attraction to the military. Estranged from her family, Anka joined the RDA for a new life. She tried to rebel against RDA from the inside, once she saw how they were treating the Na'vi. After the Amatakaya rebellion, she asked Jake to let her stay with her newfound family, and he agreed. The Resistance gives her a sense of belonging she hasn't had for a long time. Jin Young McKay, Resistance Carpenter. Jin Young McKay, nicknamed Jin, is a construction engineer, but woodworking and carpentry are his true calling. He joined the RDA due to a lack of opportunity on Earth, coupled with a lack of direction in his own life. While training for the mission to Pandora, he met his future wife, Daniela Neves. They married after leaving Earth. On Pandora, he worked on large-scale heavy construction for the RDA and never saw combat. He was largely unaware of how the RDA were treating the Na'vi until Daniela told him the true horrors she had witnessed. It was her plan to join the Resistance, and he followed her. He now maintains HQ structures, builds new houses, buildings, tents, and can chat at length about the different properties of Pandoran wood versus Earth wood without boring his audience to tears. When he's not building, he loves to cook. Nalan Lane, or Nalene Lane? Maybe Nalan. Nalan Lane, Resistance Medic. Nalan Lane is a medical researcher. She came to Pandora in search of medical discoveries that could save people on Earth. However, she soon learned that the RDA didn't care about Earth and were looking to exploit a new world instead. Nalan joined the Resistance so she could make a real difference, but has since had to reconcile herself with the fact that she will likely never make it back home, or she will likely never make it home back to her daughter Emily. Nalan records messages for her daughter even though she knows she'll never get them. She also plants things for her, imagining that her daughter will look up at Pandora from Earth. Outside of her research, Nalan serves the Resistance as a medic. Daniela Neves McKay, Resistance Sniper. Daniela Neves McKay has never known a life without combat. She grew up in an area where gunfights over water and food were a part of daily life. By age 7, Daniela was a crack shot and provided rifle cover for her family on supply runs. She was scouted by the RDA and trained to be a proper sniper. Daniela soon saw the ugly truth of what it means to be the RDA on Pandora. 2 months after landing, she and her husband, Jin Young McKay, both defected to the Resistance. Daniela longs for a world where her skills aren't needed and believes the Resistance offers the best hope for it. And finally, Nathan Williams, Resistance Botanist. Nathan Williams was an RDA botanist who arrived in the Western Frontier in the RDA's second invasion of Pandora. Or with the RDA's second invasion of Pandora. He left behind a son, Harry, on Earth, in the care of his grandparents. Nathan was separated from Harry's mother, who had no interest in Harry, and a combination of debt and lack of opportunity had left him on the edge, or had left them on the edge of poverty. The decision to go was a heartbreakingly difficult one. His son would have grown to adulthood by the time he returned, but he saw it as the only way to provide for him, a chance to make enough money to move them both somewhere they could have a better standard of life. After he got to Pandora, Nathan traveled around extensively, shuttling between RDA scientific stations and compounds, studying the flora. As a way of dealing with his sadness over leaving Harry behind, he began to sketch out a comic. Harry had always loved comics. Whenever he finished a page, he left it where it lay. He couldn't really say why. Perhaps the comic was not for Harry. It was for Nathan. His way of articulating his feelings, of connecting over the impossible distance between them. Eventually, Nathan became disillusioned with the RDA and made the difficult decision to defect to the Resistance, knowing he'd never be able to return home to Earth and be reunited with his son. He hoped Harry would understand why he didn't come back. He'd hoped he'd think of him as a good man, not a coward who stood by and watched injustice happen. He hoped he'd be an example to his son. Currently, nobody knows what happened to Nathan Williams. Alright, and then let's get caught up on any tutorial stuff. For the basics, we have the SID. Hold L1 and press triangle to equip SID. With SID equipped, you can easily follow wires through the floors and walls. These lead to technology that can be manipulated. When you find technology to manipulate, press R2 lightly to find the correct frequency. Both circles must overlap. With SID, you can hack RDA security to get access to locked areas or destroy facility vulnerabilities. Then in combat, we have stun grenades. Press square and L1 to throw a stun grenade. Use stun grenades to temporarily immobilize enemies. Stun grenades can be found in RDA facilities and at the Resistance headquarters. We did not use any, but we should at some point. Crafting special ammo. You can now craft special ammo. Open the weapon wheel by holding L1. Select a special ammo type and hold square to craft the ammo. Every special ammo type requires several crafting materials. Grenade arrows. Grenade arrows cause blast damage when they hit enemies. Switch weapon ammo type by using right on the D-pad. They also do an insane amount of damage, as I demonstrated. And then RDA facilities. Use your Navi senses to more easily spot and target the vulnerabilities of RDA facilities. Skills and health. Nothing new there. Cooking and crafting. There's gathering, which I believe we saw before. Yeah, we did. Hunter's Guide we've seen, and gear. Armor contributes to your character's total health. Weapons contribute to your total damage output. In addition, higher rarity items come with bonus stats and perks. Armor pieces and weapons can be upgraded by crafting better items and by equipping mods. Mods can be awarded from quests, scavenged in the world, and acquired from artisans. Find and upgrade new armor and weapons to improve your combat strength. Fight the RDA effectively and increase your chances of survival on Pandora. New armor and weapons can be acquired from artisans. And then the world. We have Resistance Artisans. Scavenge spare parts, and Resistance Artisans can use them to upgrade your gear and weapons. And lift vines we've seen. Alright, so we're all caught up on tutorials. Our quest is done. It took a while. We did a lot of exploration, learned a lot about the plant and animal life on the planet. I'm sure there's many, many more to come in that regard, because they seem to have really outdone themselves on the variety of things to discover. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up right here. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.